check out how cool this is. So I sewed right up to my stitch line on both sides, and it kind of sits up almost like a box. If I was to sew that edge together, it kind of would be a bit of a right angles. So what I'm going to do now, so I sewed, you know what I did, I sewed right up from my cornerstone all the way into the corner piece, and you see how I left this 1/4 inch open? I did not sew into the 1/4 inch of the top. So now my blocks, look at how my blocks just lay flapping. You can see how it doesn't make any sense. And that's because we still need to cut these. See, they're both out going the same direction. They just kind of overlap each other like that. So here's the secret. This is the trick right here. So we're going to take our quilt top. We're going to smooth it out. Smoother it is, the easier it'll be to work on the corners. And we're going to fold this right in half. And when we fold this in half, our blocks are going to lay flat. So here we go. We're going to lay this block down flat and smooth. We're going to lay this block down flat and smooth. And here's my corner up here where all my ends come together. So this is one side, the top, and the other side. And I'm just going to lay it all down nice and flat. And it's going to lay out for me. And check this out. This is pretty cool. Remember how important it was to have those blocks lined up and cut those blocks together, especially if you're dealing with lines or borders? That's really important, because now that I've laid it out, this is exactly how it's going to go. I can actually feel these seams interlocking together. So mine is a 10-inch block, and I'm going to line it up right on the grid lines on my cutting board. That's important because I'm going to cut this. That's the scary part. We're going to think about this. When we sew it, we're going to need a 1/4 inch. That's our 1/4 inch seam line. So we're going to not line up on the edge of the ruler, because if I did that and I lined it up from corner to corner and I cut, that would be a mistake. Don't do that. You need the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to line up my 1/4 inch up here where all of the things intersect so I don't cut anything off. And I'm going to overlap this point 1/4 inch. So here's my 1/4 inch at the top. And look at that. My 1/4 inch runs from end to end, and that's going to be my stitch line. So here it is down here. Let's take a look and I'll show you close up. See that? Here's the end of my squares, everything laying flat, and I've overlapped a 1/4 inch. All right, so let's give this a cut. That's the scary part. You think after all that work, if you messed it up, oh, it's the end of the world. You'd have to do it all over again. Happy day. Happy day. So I've got my 1/4 inch. I'm going to just double check. I'm going to make sure this is laying flat and smooth. I don't want to cut into the top or anything else, so I really want to make sure that my 1/4 inch is overlapping to the other side. So my 1/4 inch is going to be on the sew line. Then I'm going to take the cutter, smooth as butter. Ta-da! Love it. And before I move this, I'm definitely going to pin it, because now I have a bias, and bias tends to stretch. So pin, 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 pin. And make sure that you've got, look how those seams lock so nicely. Make sure those seams lock real nicely for yourself. Pin all the way to the bottom. And I'm going to take it to the machine, and then I'm going to press it out, and I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to show you pressed.